Pixar and Disney have always been at the very top of the animation world. And even when they officially joined forces, they still managed to stand apart from one another. Pixar is often seen as the creative engine, constantly making films that push boundaries and challenge audiences in new ways. Pixar is also not afraid to say no to Disney, especially when art is at stake. For Pixar, the quality of the story matters more than deadlines or trends, as long as they deliver something meaningful to their fans. So how are Pixar villains different from Disney villains? Why are Pixar characters so flawed and human? Which film did Pixar say no to turning into a musical? And will the studio ever make a full musical? And what exactly is Pixar's mysterious secret weapon called the Brain Trust? Watch this video until the end to find out all the reasons why Pixar is Disney's risk-taking, rule-breaking little brother that we can't help but love.
You want a piece of this, Pops? Come and get it!
Yeah?
It often feels like every Pixar movie that hits the big screen is a success. In 2015, when Inside Out was released, audiences were completely blown away. And it wasn't just because the idea of being inside a young girl's mind was creative or weird. It was because of the emotional truth behind it. A simple scene of a family sitting down to eat Chinese food together showed more relatable drama than talking zebras or flying magic carpets ever could.
Who's the real Bud?
Don't let this imposter fool you! Pick my every move!
Pixar characters are not perfect, and that's a big difference from Disney. In classic Disney movies, there is usually a clear line between good and evil. In Pixar films, characters often fall somewhere in the middle. Take Toy Story, for example. Woody can be selfish and even a little mean at times. And that's okay. Real people aren't just one thing, and Pixar wants to show that. Pixar characters are constantly faced with choices between right and wrong, and we get to watch them struggle and figure things out along the way. Disney has always been known for telling once-upon-a-time fairy tales that are very escapist. Pixar, on the other hand, often deals with more mature and sometimes painful what-if scenarios that reflect real life back at us. Disney gives us Frozen, while Pixar gives us stories like Up and Finding Nemo, which hit much closer to home emotionally.
Baby's sleeping.
Let's talk about villains versus antagonists. Aren't they the same thing? Actually, no. In Disney films, villains usually drive the story forward. Characters like Scar in The Lion King or Jafar in Aladdin actively cause the main conflict. In Pixar movies, antagonists work differently. They usually add obstacles and pressure rather than directly creating the problem. This allows Pixar heroes to succeed because of their own growth, not just because they defeated a villain. The way Pixar and Disney open their films is also very different. Disney often believes that if kids aren't constantly stimulated with loud sounds, fast movement, and bright visuals, they'll get bored. Pixar takes a big risk by slowing things down. They focus on emotion and visual storytelling instead. Look at Up or WALL-E. There's barely any dialogue in the opening scenes, yet they completely grab the audience's attention and pull us in even deeper. Disney has always been about making dreams come true. Since the beginning, they've built their brand on princesses and fairy tales, and it's always worked. After all, it's called Disney magic for a reason. In the 2010s, Disney expanded into new settings and ideas, but they almost always return to fantasy. It's a smart business move, and it's what audiences expect and want to see. So why did The Incredibles 2 take 10 years to make? Pixar is famous for avoiding sequels unless they truly believe the story is worth telling. Disney, on the other hand, will often greenlight sequels as soon as the first movie is successful. Pixar now does make sequels, but only when the story feels necessary. Disney even releases direct-to-video sequels just to squeeze out extra profit. That's why The Incredibles 2 took so long. They simply didn't have the right story yet. Pixar believes patience is a virtue. The character designs between Disney and Pixar also look very different. Pixar carefully designs faces and body language to tell us who a character is before they ever speak. They obsess over textures and tiny details, like the water in Finding Nemo, or the facial expressions in Toy Story. Disney, meanwhile, has stuck with the same heart-shaped faces and big-eyed princess look for years, and it doesn't seem like that's changing anytime soon. We've all noticed that Disney has been going through a bit of a midlife crisis by turning all their classic animated movies into live-action films. To be fair, they are updating the stories to feel more modern. Beauty and the Beast, for example, isn't just about finding love anymore, but also about personal choices. Pixar, however, doesn't face this issue at all. Their stories depend so heavily on animation that a live-action Toy Story would just feel wrong. Honestly, can you even imagine that? Even though Pixar's main audience is children, their movies are always made with adults in mind as well. Pixar hides little jokes and clever moments for parents, including double-meaning lines and subtle humor. But more importantly, they tackle serious adult topics like death, aging, and midlife crises. Just look at The Incredibles or Finding Nemo. These themes are relatable to almost everyone. The heroes in Disney and Pixar films are also very different. Disney heroes are usually nearly flawless, and if they do have problems, those flaws often come from outside forces. Pixar heroes, however, are deeply flawed on a personal level. Their stories focus on learning, growth, and change. They don't wake up because of true love's kiss. They wake up because they realize they need to be better. Marlin in Finding Nemo must overcome his fear. Woody's selfishness causes the conflict in Toy Story. These flaws make the characters feel real and relatable. Being human is something Pixar does incredibly well. While Disney built its name on talking animals and princesses, Pixar built its reputation on emotionally realistic stories. This allows audiences to connect with their characters on a much deeper level. Musicals are clearly Disney's specialty, so why does Pixar mostly avoid them? It's not about competition. Pixar is open to musicals, but only if music is essential to the story. Pixar is a director-driven studio, and they trust individual creators. Until a director truly believes a musical is the only way to tell a story, Pixar will stick with what works. Coco came very close though, so maybe we'll see a full Pixar musical someday. What do you think? The battle between art and money is an old one, and it clearly exists between Disney and Pixar. Disney tends to focus more on profit, while Pixar focuses more on artistic integrity. During the production of Coco, Disney tried to trademark Dia de los Muertos, which caused huge backlash. Pixar simply wanted to tell a heartfelt story about a vibrant cultural celebration, while Disney saw a branding opportunity. Both Disney and Pixar usually show a short film before their features. Before Coco, Disney showed a 20-minute Frozen short that confused and frustrated audiences. It was so unpopular that Disney eventually removed it. Pixar shorts, on the other hand, are original, creative, and often just as memorable as the main movie. They take place in new worlds and always feel like a pleasant surprise. What's your favorite Pixar short? Pixar takes us on epic journeys through incredible worlds, pushing characters far outside their comfort zones. Movies like WALL-E and Up use their environments as a major part of the story. Disney often keeps its stories contained in one main location, though films like Moana and Wreck-It Ralph suggest that might be changing. Do you think Disney will keep pushing further? Pixar excels at writing relationships like marriages, not just romance. The Incredibles proves that long-term relationships can be just as compelling as falling in love. Disney usually focuses on romance, or skips it entirely, like in Moana. One of the biggest differences between the studios is Pixar's brain trust. This is a core group that reviews every story and every visual as a film is made. They give brutally honest feedback, even if it means replacing people mid-project. Disney has a similar system called the Story Trust, but it's much gentler. Pixar believes in tough love. The biggest difference of all comes down to one question: what if? Disney asks, what if there was magic? Pixar asks, what if this happened in our world? What if monsters had day jobs? What if toys were alive? These grounded questions are what truly define Pixar and make their stories unforgettable. So what difference stood out to you the most? Were any of these surprising? Do you prefer Disney or Pixar? Let us know in the comments, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, give us a like, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.